Wouldn't it be crazy if you could create voiceovers that sound...
What is going on, chat? I had an extra little ad that ended up popping up. We are here another season, another year. It's fantasy football. I got Tuna with me, as always, but we got another host with us. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Cheese.
Let's go. Let's go. I'm so excited.
It is later in the night. We are a couple days away from yet another fantasy football season. I'm beyond excited. I'm beyond ready to go. It is going to be a great season. It is going to be a great year. This year looks a little bit different. We got fantasy football up on the screen right now, getting things started. Welcome back for another season, Cheese. This is your second season. And Tuna, welcome back to you, sir. You've been with us from basically the very beginning.
Yes, sir.
But, as always, we are here. Another fantasy football draft lottery. Towards the end of the stream here, it should only take about a half hour. We are going to get everyone's picks. We're going to talk a little bit about last season. We're going to take a look at some of the rules, some of the history, some of the insight, and then we're actually going to go through the draft to get some live reactions to see how Cheese feels, to see how Tuna feels about their picks, and of course wrap everything up and answer any questions. As always, towards the end there will be an open for trading draft picks, and we will give you the summary of every traded draft pick that happens at the end of that. But without further ado, taking a look at who is with us this season from the NFC, we got Josh Allen Shorts. Funny name. That would be Brooke. Welcome to your first year with fantasy football. That is Trevor's wife. The winner from last season has officially brought on his wife, so we are about to have a dominant household. With that being said, and from my understanding, she knows a little bit about football. Below that, though, check my Chubb. I hate these names that people have. I hate these names that people have come up with. Trevor, welcome back, sir. Congratulations on the first pick. Congratulations on your win last year. Another past winner. There are 3 past winners that are in this league, and we'll go over the history of that here in just a little bit. But he's going to be joining that NFC standing. A winner from 2 years ago, Team Willie. He is back again. Absolute dominant fantasy football player. It's good to have him back. Now we got a couple more newbies in that NFC. We got 1.21 JJ Watts. My assumption is that's more like kilowatts, gigawatts, something to do with watts. He is a rookie.
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future, right. He is a rookie. His name is Weez, and he is actually friends with my uncle who played in the first ever fantasy football season I ever had. So welcome, Weez, to the Fantasy Football League. And then, of course, I don't want to say it, but it's Love Balls. My assumption is that is to do with Jordan Love and that he balls out. So I just said I love balls, and that's what I said. And that would be Marcus, though, another rookie. Coming out on the AFC from the bottom, going up, we have Gunga Gungalunga, or whatever the hell that team name is. Ryder.
What the name of?
Ryder, welcome back to another fantasy football season. It's good to have you back. Thank you for joining us. We have Laporta Potty, if I'm saying that right, Tuna. Is that right?
Yeah.
Name, dude.
W name.
It's pretty good.
Following that, Tom's Deflated Balls. Well,
Yes, sir.
Tom Brady is a cheater. We all know that. And that would be Sean.
His wife
there we
is
go.
too. His wife is too.
That would be Sean, a rookie coming in. He's going to join the NFC side of things. And then we have Jamar chasing, and I can't say the word on stream because it is bannable on YouTube, so you can read that if you want to, but I cannot say that word on stream because I can get banned for it.
Let's go.
That would be Cheese's team. For anyone who didn't know, Cheese is actually battling depression.
No, I just have depressed team names every year for the culture.
You literally, your team name was Joe Burrow Shiesty or something. Joe Shiesty.
It was Satan Shiesty's last
See,
year.
that's not.
Yeah, that's not.
Which, hey,
And then, of course,
work.
5 years in a row, your commissioner, Hawk Tua Tagovailoa. That would be me.
Mid-name.
Viola.
You know what it is. You just can't pronounce
Tagovailoa.
it. Tega. It's really, if you read it English-wise, it's actually Tagovailoa.
That's insane.
Actually, English wise, it's still Tagovailoa.
Regardless, that is your teams. We have 10 of us. We were actually down to 9 earlier today, but we are back to 10. I'm excited that we are back to 10. It is good to be back to 10. And that's really all I got for us. 10 just makes it better. No more bye weeks. Everyone's going to be able to play every week. Boys, what do we think about these 10? What do we think about the returning champions? We got 3 of them. What do we think about the history of Tuna being with us from the beginning, Ryder being with us from the beginning? Cheese, this is your second season. We got 4 rookies. What do we feel? How do we feel about it?
We got a good pool of players this year, and I am excited to see what happens. And I feel a lot more confident this year than I do last year because I know a little bit more about football now. So
That's fair.
I'm feeling good. Confidence is there. Right now, I'm focused on some other drafts going on, but we're focused and hopefully maybe win one for once instead of finishing.
I agree.
Tuna's
Okay,
been with
you're
us
on-
for so long.
I was gonna say
And we're going to show you the history of Tuna just absolutely not winning with us. But he's been with us for a long time. He is
I don't
due.
finish in last. I don't suck. I just can't win.
He might be due. Taking a look here, let's take a look at the history, and then we're going to get right into the draft lottery. We're going to break it down for you. We're also going to talk a little bit about what the players are going to look like. You're going to look at Tuna for that. He is a professional when it comes to knowing what the picks are coming up, who's going to be hot in ESPN's picks, who's going to go where, who might fall in what category. We'll leave that open to Tuna here later in the stream. And then, of course, Cheese. Cheese is just here for the commentary. I'm going to be honest with you. Cheese doesn't know a whole lot about football, but he makes the streams well worth it.
Here for the comedy.
Damn right. That is the truth right there.
Going in, though, taking a look at the history of our fantasy football league, started back in 2020 to 2021 season. That was won by yours truly. That is the first time I opened up at the ESPN Fantasy. That was the COVID fantasy season. There was 6 to 8 teams. I don't exactly remember. I think it was only 6. And I like to call that the COVID fantasy season. And that was the one that I took home. The season after that, 2021 to 2022, Jason, which was Trevor's stepdad, actually took home a win, which was a fantastic win. That was probably our shortest fantasy season that we had because it was right after COVID. The NFL season was a little bit shorter. The fantasy season, it was a really weird fantasy season. There were only 9 teams. I remember that. And we did have a bye week during that second season that I had. Taking a look back at the back-to-back winners, 10 teams in 2022, 2023. Willie won that fantasy. That was a very messed up playoffs. And I know that Tuna talked about that in the last fantasy football stream. If you look back at that, the playoffs was messed up. It was like me and I don't even know who else against Willie and somebody else. And it was really weird because games didn't finish because DeMar Hamlin was injured. It was just a super weird fantasy football season.
Injured? Homie died.
He wasn't injured. He almost died.
Regardless, injured, whatever. And then, of course, last season, congratulations, Trevor, again on the first pick, which he did redeem that. He said he will be taking that first pick, respectively. That was the back to normal season, is what I'd like to call that. And then, of course, our 5th season, the winning spot is open. We had 9 teams. Now we are back up to 10. So, of course, that could be edited. So there will be no bye week. And then, of course, from there, I like to call this season the scrap for team season because it was really hard to find 10 players that want to play some fantasy football. Moving forward, I want to take a look at a notable list of retired players that have been with us before. Kev, Cole, Tyler, Log, Proto, B-Mill, and Jason will no longer be playing fantasy football with us as they have retired from the fantasy football scene. The returning players are going to include me, Tuna, Trev, Willie, Chase, and Ryder. I am back for my 5th season. Tuna on his 5th season. Trevor will be back for his 4th season. He's a previous winner. Willie in his 4th season, also a previous winner. Cheese on his 2nd season, and Ryder's been with us for 3 to 4 seasons. I'm pretty positive it's 4. New players, we already talked about those. Weeze, Brooke, Sean, and Marcus, thank you for joining us in regards to it. And then the rules to our fantasy football, I will scroll through it on the screen. You can pause it as you would like, but we do have the rules available for everyone to take a look at. Now, to the moment that everyone's been waiting for, to the time that's going to take the longest, is going to be the draft lottery, which give me just a second because I need to show the boys the draft lottery screen. So I need to share my screen in Discord so they can see what we're looking at. But the draft lottery. Trevor, congratulations again on the first pick. I will set that up for you. The way that the draft lottery is set up, if you look back at recent videos of us doing the lottery, Tuna can vouch for me. He was there. It is 20 balls in the rotation of spin that you get if you have been a previous winner. Willie and I will receive 20 lottery balls. If you are a previous player but have not won, you will receive 12 lottery balls, which will be Ryder, Cheese, and Tuna. And then if you are a rookie, Sean, Brooke, Weeze, and Marcus, you will receive 8 balls. And if you guys are not aware, last year, the balls that were received, Cheese actually got himself a top 4 pick. Did you get like the 3rd pick or something?
I think it was top 3 because I did take Jamar Chase.
Yeah, had a 3rd pick, and he had 8 balls. So don't feel just because you have 8 balls in it that you're screwed. It is all completely random. By no means is any of this.
I picked 8th last year. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, you got screwed, and you had a lot of balls last year.
Yeah.
But let's get to it. We're going to do reverse order just like we did last time. So I'm going to go ahead and generate this order. And as you can see, it is pick 1 through 9. It is actually not going to be pick 1 through 9. I'm going to give you guys a live full screen so you guys can see that. It is not going to be pick 1 through 9. It is actually going to be pick 2 through 10, as Trevor will be claiming that number 1 pick. So, taking a look from reverse order, the last pick, someone that gets a back-to-back. This is big. Pick number 9, Josh Allen Shorts.
Ooh, okay.
I don't know how Brooke's going to feel about a back-to-back, but she is officially the back-to-back pick. She will have the last pick in the first round and the first pick in the second round. Some people like to be there. Tuna, what's your thoughts on that? On being that back-to-back at the end of a round?
It depends on the draft for me. For me, personally, it depends on the draft. Some people love this. I like this spot, especially if it's a decent draft.
Sure.
So,
sure. She is not knowing too much about football. You do a lot of fantasy basketball. You've won a lot of fantasy basketball leagues. How do you feel about being that back-to-back, first round, second round, those picks?
I definitely think it's not a bad spot to be, because with having at least back-to-back picks, you can definitely take like I guess technically you could take like 2 of your top options. Obviously, like, a few of the other ones would be gone, but you'll still have you can just get 2 of your top players right away that you want, that are on your board.
Sure.
But yeah, I don't think it's definitely bad at all, for sure.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, let's take a look at pick number 9, which is theoretically 8 here, but pick number 9 is going to fall. Wow.
Let's go! Oh, this is big. This is huge.
I don't know what to say. I have pick number 9. I've officially been screwed.
That's what happens when you have a name just like that.
let's go, chat. How we feeling? Good?
I'm not feeling good about that at all. It's going to be another long season.
Maybe he's looking to trade here.
But this is what I'm saying. People who watch this are like, I don't have enough balls in the spinner. I don't have anything. It's like, come on. It's random. Whether you had 20 or you had 12, you could fall, you could rise. It doesn't matter. I'm going to have pick number 9, and I'm going to do everything I can to trade that pick, Chad. I promise you that.
Yeah. Know this.
Pick number 8, 1.21, J.J. Watts, Wheeze, the rookie, is going to have himself the 8th pick in the draft. Not a spot you want to be personally. That 8-9, that 7-8-9 spot, not the best spots to be in the draft. I'm going to be honest with you. Coming in at number 7, you got Ryder. Ryder's going to have pick number 7 right before Wheeze. Again, not a spot you want to be, but it is
Middle
what
of
it
the
is.
pack.
Middle of the pack. Coming in at pick number 6, before we get to the top 5, Team Willie, a champion, falls to the middle of the pack. Not a bad spot to be, though. How do we feel, boys, about a middle of the pack draft pick?
I mean, middle of the pack's always safe. You know, I mean, you might miss out on one of the studs right away, but there's always people available, especially in middle round, and you're never changing. You know, your next pick is always 10 picks away. It's, you know,
Sure.
you're not missing out, I guess, in my eyes.
Right. Cheese, now with your history and looking at, fantasy basketball draft picks, middle of the pack, is that a spot you want to be?
I mean, it's not necessarily bad, 'cause, I mean, either way, you're still pretty much getting, probably a top 5, 6 player in the league. And, most people's draft boards are going to be fairly similar. So no matter what, you're probably going to get you're going to get, a top, 6, 7 player in the league either way. And sometimes, especially, too, with being middle of the pack, some people might take, surprise picks. So you might be able to get somebody that could fall that you actually really did, want, that you thought could have gone earlier. That does tend to happen sometimes, too.
It's very true, yeah. If anybody, you're in the perfect position for anybody falling. So
That potential slippage clause.
So, I want to point out, both of you are still alive for a spot. I also want to point out that there are 2 rookies that are with you as well, that only had 8 balls in the spinner, which is Sean and Marcus. And that is going to run out your top 5. You're going to have a former winner drafting first, a 2-year vet, a 5-year vet, and 2 rookies in your top 5. And 2 winners have slid out of the top 5, with Willie and I dropping out, with basically the rest of the rookies. Because Ryder, I'm going to be honest, he's been with us, but might as well consider him rookie because he hasn't won anything.
Very tough situation.
Drafting 5th. Marcus.
Oh,
The rookie got himself a 5th pick, dead middle of the pack. Definitely not the worst spot in the world. Not a spot you want to be dead in the middle, because it can either catch you where you get a nice pick or you get screwed because you got to wait for the middle of every single round. It makes for a long night drafting. Coming in with the 4th pick, Tom's deflated balls. Sean will
there
have
goes
himself
both rookies.
a 4th pick.
my
Both rookies
God,
are off of the
Keith.
table.
Let's go, baby.
And my co-host,
We in the top 3.
the future co-host of Glue Disputed, by the way.
Let's go.
Picks number 2 and number 3 are going to fall to Chi and Tuna.
Hey,
Do we
best
want to
luck
see
you
pick
guys.
number 2 first?
The chases are killing it, boys.
Yeah, true. True.
Yep, pick number 2.
Pick number
Who's picking
2,
second?
Jamar
Oh,
Chasen
go, baby.
gets himself another top 3 pick, which would leave it as Laporta Potty coming in at number 3.
Dude, I'll take that. I'll take that.
What a way to round out the draft lottery. Not where I wanted to fall. Definitely where Cheese and Tuna want to be. I'm now going to open it up here. We did it last year. I'm going to leave it for 5 minutes. Draft pick trading. I'm going to basically mute the stream, so the only thing you're really going to hear is practically nothing. And it's going to be open for 5 minutes of draft pick trading. Anyone inside of the chat, you're more than welcome to use your draft pick trade. And we will be back with you on draft pick trading. All right, chat. There is a lot of works done in the back end. There will be a lot of trades coming out here. This is basically what the draft order is going to look like. In the middle of your screen, of course, Trevor is not visible on this screen right now. So let me go to the actual draft order here. And this is what it's going to look like. This is how it's going to fall as of right now. Of course, come draft day, when we do that stream this Saturday, there could be a difference in the actual draft order and who is going to be taking what. But like I said, draft pick trading will be open up until basically the start of the draft. And then, of course, this is where we fell. Another year, another draft lottery. I can't believe it's been a year since we did the last one, but we will definitely look forward to the following one. We will see everyone back for the actual live stream of the draft, which I said this is this weekend, this Saturday. It'll be between 7 and 8 o'clock. We don't have an exact start time. But yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed the draft lottery, kind of a history of our fantasy football league. If you would like to join the league and you are not familiar with any of us, you're more than welcome to drop it down in the comments below, and we will consider you for a future league. Otherwise, you guys take care of each other. Enjoy the rest of your night, and we will see you guys back this weekend for the fantasy football draft.
Go Jamar Chase.